I'm joined by Jack Teeling, the founder of the Teeling Whiskey Company, for a very special interaction. Thank you for your time. I'd like to begin by asking you, as a successful business model really, and witnessing exceptional growth in a short span of time, what is your message to young entrepreneurs?
Yeah, entrepreneurship has its challenges, but obviously many benefits. And particularly when you're starting off in your journey, a lot of people get very much bogged down on creating the business plan and so forth. What has worked for me is really to get doing and to get out and to see firsthand how your ideas are translating into a business opportunity, but also to have the confidence to be able to pivot and change if things are not happening. So I like to say is don't get bogged down in too much detail, because no matter what plan you start out with, you will probably end up doing something different, and you'll learn a lot more by actually going out into the market and testing it and seeing it and developing things as you go. Also, you really have to be able to make decisions. And it's never black and white. It's always grey, and you have to take all the available information you have and just make a decision and move forward. And as a leader of anything, be it a startup or a football team or a cricket team, people come for you to make decisions. And that's one thing I've been very good at doing, is making quick decisions and moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, that's very, very interesting, and a whole host of messages there for our viewers. But were your risks calculated at large, or were they spontaneous and on the move?
I think when you start up a business, you have to have belief in yourself and a belief in the opportunity. And you're constantly making decisions and taking on risk. But when you believe in it, it doesn't feel like a massive risk. But when you're responsible for your staff, for your investors, and so forth, it can weigh you down, but you still have to push forward and keep making those decisions, and hopefully you get most of them right.
Absolutely. And as an early entrant into the industry really at large, combating competition must have been quite a challenge. Yeah. So how did you take that on?
Yeah, well, in our industry, there's some very well-established brands and companies that have been around for a long time. They're very strong in terms of vertically integration into supply chains and route to market and so forth. So it is a difficult industry. But the approach we took was looking to try and carve out our own niche and focusing on a part of the market where we saw some white space, and position our proposition and our brand as a more premium alternative, and then create the value proposition in terms of the packaging, the story, and the liquid to go after that. So people thought, we were starting to be a bit mad in terms of you're going for a more premium proposition than the market leader. But for us, that was allowing us to create space that we were helping the category grow rather than trying to rob from some of the existing players there. And thankfully has been successful for us. All
right. And to your mind, really, what has been the most challenging so far?
There's always challenges, and it's trying to balance a lot of the let's say draws on your time and the resources that you have. I think sometimes getting the right team on the bus and ensuring you have the right human capital on your team can be a bit of a challenge, because as an entrepreneur, as a founder, you can't do it all yourself. And really what we are magnets to bring the resources together, be it human, financial, to be able to get you to where you need to go. And I think when you have a small team, you have to be very mindful of the people that you have to ensure they are a good fit for the culture and the rest of the team. And I made some bad decisions in the early days, and sometimes it is hard to acknowledge the bad decision, cut a loss, and move forward. I think if I was looking back, I probably would have made some of those hard human decisions earlier, and taken some of the pain to get that team right so we can move forward.
Right. Looking back, Jack, what if there's one thing that you would have done differently? Is there any one thing that you could pinpoint and say, look, I would have done that differently for my business model?
Yeah, I like to look forwards. I don't like to look back, and entrepreneurs don't like to admit they make any mistakes whatsoever. But we all do, and I think you learn from mistakes, and you have to try things. But you also have the ability to stop and admit defeat and move forward. Sometimes one or two things that I was very let's say supportive and wanted to do but it ended up being the wrong thing. I didn't stop it, so I could allocate the resources to something else that would have been a little bit more productive. So. So everyone has, I think if you're an entrepreneur, you'll have a lot of scar tissue from some of the bad decisions, but the reality of being hopefully a successful entrepreneur is that you can deal with that and move forward, and you're always moving forward, not looking back.
All right, always moving forward, not looking back. Thank you so much for this special interaction. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, some fun business lessons really at large with Jack Teeling. Thank you for your time. I'm going to very quickly ask you, a great and a successful business is?
Happiness.
Is happiness. AI in your business environment is?
Consumer insights.
All right, your message to the youth that is increasingly looking at coming into a startup culture, women entrepreneurs at large who are saying, okay, we're going to enter the business environment. Your message to those?
2 words, because it's so important: belief and resilience.
Right, and lastly, your message to those facing tough times in business or otherwise, what would you say to them?
Keep going.
Keep going. Thank you so much for this special interaction. Thank you for your time.